Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you today?
Good, I'm Katie.
Hi, Katie. Nice to meet you. I'm Brittany. What brings you in today?
So I'm having a problem. One of my friends, I've been friends with her for about 8 years. And she has always been a really, really, really good mom. She's a really good mom. Very doting on her son. She wouldn't let her boyfriends meet him right away. Like she was like the epitome of a great mom. She was married for a little bit, and then they got divorced, and so she had like split custody with her son, with her ex-husband, and she met this guy online in July. And met him, flew out to Arizona to meet him, never met him before. And then they like fell in love, whatever. And she moved out to Oregon with him. She left her son at home. I kind of thought about it a little more, and I'm like, okay, she's allowed to live her life. Hopefully she's gonna try to get full custody. She was back home to take care of her mom. And she was like lying to me because I'm like, well, where's your car? Oh, it's back there. But he's gonna flatbed it to me, and I'm like, that's weird. And like he got like a little abusive, and like he's just not a good person. I never met him, but I have that like bad feeling. So now she went from Connecticut to Oregon again, and she left her son a second time. And I'm having a really hard time with what she's doing. I mean, she basically abandoned her son twice. I've lost so much respect for her. And I would have never, if you told me that she would have done this, I would have never, ever, ever, ever seen this coming. And it's just bothering me because she's trying to get full custody, and not only is she not going to get full custody, she's going to lose custody because she abandoned him. So the other day we were talking, and she told me, I know I might only get to see my son a couple weeks a year, but hopefully he'll eventually realize I need to do this. And I was disgusted.
Okay, so what I'm getting from you is that you're here today to talk about the relationship between you and a close friend of yours.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're definitely going to do a session today, if that's okay with you, about 35 minutes.
Okay.
So before we get into it, thank you so much for sharing so much with me. Before we get into it, I do want to read over some of my confidentiality clauses. Sure. Just so that when we do move forward with talking about, what brought you here today, you can know some of the things to maybe look out for, and when I will have to breach confidentiality. So, there are some cases that might cause me to have to breach confidentiality, and that's if I hear any past or present, incidents involving a child. An adult who's unable to, take care of themselves, fit for themselves. So if I hear any abuse, past or present regarding that, I will have to breach confidentiality. As well as someone disabled, I'll have to breach confidentiality. If I'm subpoenaed by the court, I will have to breach confidentiality. Or if you threaten to harm yourself or someone else, I'll have to breach confidentiality.
Okay.
Okay?
That's fine, yeah.
All right, so please continue your story. Tell me more.
So, I guess because now I'm 37, I've been with my boyfriend for about 3 years and want to start a family, and so I think now, because my mind is in a different mindset as far as children, I don't know. It really upsets me because she was one of my really good friends, and when she said that she might only get to see him a couple weeks a year, and hopefully he'll realize, grow up and figure it out, I want to slap her because he's 9 years old and he needs his mother, and she met this random guy online and completely uprooted her entire life. For what? I mean, it's not fair to her son. And it's really frustrating to me because I didn't realize that she was such a selfish person. I mean, my friends can make their own decisions and I always stand by them. And I guess I'm like the idiot that always supports my friends no matter what they do. But with this, I can't. And then she changed her number and I emailed her. I'm like, hey, like, what's going on with your number? And she said, oh, I changed it. I said, oh. And she's like, I'm not ready to give it to you yet. I'm like, and I was so offended. Like, that's when I just stopped talking to her. I was like, you know what? Like, in my head, I'm thinking, I mean, what kind of friend is that? You know, someone who was supposed to be a really good friend of mine is telling me she won't give me her number. So, I don't know. I'm not gonna. I mean, I take the view of if the friendship is worth saving, then I would talk to her about it. But I'm just so disgusted with how she's treating her son, and I don't know. It just makes me really upset for him. And her ex-husband's not like, she has always complained he's not a good father, but she's leaving the son with him, so it's like even more of an issue where you say that, you know, he's a horrible husband or a horrible father, yet you've left your son with him to go to Oregon with some guy. Oh, and a little side note, the guy, what does he do for a living? He sells weed. He has a marijuana farm and hemp. I mean, whatever. But he's a drug dealer. So not only is she putting herself in danger because now she's working under him, but if it's in Oregon, but if she crosses state lines with marijuana in her car and gets pulled over, she's going to federal prison. And like, part of me wants to stay friends with her just to kind of like, oh, does something happen to her? So annoying. Okay. Part of me wants to stay friends with her, almost like a nosy way to be like, what's going to happen with her, you know? And then the other part's like, I just can't even stomach even, like, it's really upsetting because I don't want to lose her as a friend, but I guess, I mean, I have so much respect for her, especially as a mother. I mean, I'm not a mother yet, but it's like, I can't imagine someone doing that.
So tell me a little more about, you made a comment, you said you are just that idiot of a person who, you know, kind of accepts what your friends are doing and things like that and tries to, and correct me if I'm wrong, but what I took from that was that you are kind of feeling like you are just not like turning a blind eye to what your friends are doing because you want to support them sometimes. Yeah. Before I started dating my boyfriend, I was like crazy. I was going out all the time. I was dating, like, meeting people online and like dating, and I never, like, I've always taken the view in life as like life is fun. So like I just kind of like, even now, like I've always been like spontaneous, and so I didn't always have like the best choices. I mean, nothing horrible, but, you know, just like stupid things I would do. And my friends would always come down on me so hard. And it was always like, why can't people just accept me for me? Like, yeah, like at the time I was single and going out clubbing and everything. And it's like, and I would always get people like constantly berating me about my life choices, constantly. Even now, people give me like, you know, problems about my life choices, even though my life is fine. So I've always wanted to be, like, my dad raised me and my parents raised me to be like, treat others the way you want to be treated. So I take the stance with my friends, like, I'm not going to judge you, and probably, like, I'm in school also for my master's in mental health counseling, so it's like I've been taught not to judge. So I don't want to judge my friends. I want to be the friend where it's like, you can come to me and tell me whatever is going on, and I won't judge you, and I'll accept you, and I'll support you, even if I don't agree. And it's worked well. And my friends always know, you know, like I had a friend who had an affair on her husband, you know, with her husband.
And of course I didn't agree with it because I don't agree with that at all. But I told her, I said, this is going to either make or break your marriage. And I'm making them stronger. He never really found out about it, but she knew that I was the one to come to because I would never judge. So I pride myself in being that person. Whatever you're into, whatever you're doing, come to me and that's it. And I guess it's become more evident as I've gotten older that there are certain things that I cannot tolerate, and one of them is anything to do with children and animals, but children. So I supported her meeting this guy online. I was scared. I made sure I got his number, his address when she first met him. So I was like, you don't know this guy. And what's really funny is when I would go on these blind dates and I would go on dating apps and I would meet these guys randomly, out for dinner. She would flip out. She would be like, oh my God, you're crazy. What are you doing? And then now all of a sudden I've never flown halfway across the country to meet someone, ever. So it's almost like she took my craziness and one-upped me, or actually 10-upped me. I want her to be happy, but she's just being so selfish. And I don't know. I don't want to go against me being the cool friend and the one that supports everyone for everything. But I also just feel so I just want to cry thinking about this little guy. He's 9. He went through a divorce with his parents. Now his mom's across the country, and the family that he's staying with is telling him all this stuff about her. So she and the ex-husband are going to make the son completely resent his mother. And I lost my mom when I was 13, and so not having a mother